I always thought my videos weren't improving because I wasn't good enough. But it turns out I just couldn't see what I was filming. So I'm trying to fix that. And if you're new here, my name is David and I'm all about learning videography and trying new and creative ideas. So if that sounds like something you want to watch, hit subscribe because that's what this channel is all about. So today I'm trying out this Viltrox DC-A1 external monitor. Now we're going to compare this to the tiny onboard screens that the cameras already have and work out if it actually helps me see what I'm actually filming. So quick note, this video isn't sponsored in any way, shape or form. I have purchased this monitor with my own money because I needed a bigger monitor, generally because I film by myself all the time and the camera is so far away. So I needed to be able to see what I'm shooting a lot easier. And after hours and hours of research for that problem, I came down to the solution of buying this particular monitor versus the others on the market. Now it was an extremely hard decision, but I'll be able to sort of give you guys my opinions and thoughts on this monitor throughout this video, as it's going to be my first time using it as well. And if it's actually worth the money to get something like this compared to just using the onboard screen or maybe using your mobile phone as the monitor for you as well, just to the side or something like that. Now I do that at the moment, but we'll really be able to determine if I think the onboard external monitor like this is going to be better than just the inbuilt monitor that's already on the camera body itself. Okay, so we're going to unbox this thing first. So never actually opened this before, and I immediately run into an issue where I need scissors. All right, cool, 2 seconds. And from this one as well. Okay, I lied. All right, so when you open it up, I did see this online, you get this really cool sort of package. So this thing, I'll close those scissors up so I don't slash myself. In here, it's really cool, I think, as well. They give you a little bit of a screen wiper as well, like a microfiber cloth. All right, so looks like just like tech spec cards. Like literally just looks like spec cards. Installation, auxiliary tools. Oh, cool. So it comes with a screen protector, which is actually really nice. That's something that's probably really important on such a large 7-inch screen, is to try and protect it in some way, shape, or form. Now I do know that these screens do come with like a sun shield, or a sunshade, I should say, which can act as like a screen protector, which we'll see here in a second. Yeah, so there's this screen protector type thing on it right now, which just sort of pops open from what I understand. Boom. And there you go, you've got your full sun shield, which really does protect it from the sun by the looks. Just a little bit of dust on that. But yeah, as we can see, there is quite a good amount of shade provided by this thing. It's quite large. Really cool sort of design. It is plasticky, but like for the price you're paying, that what you kind of expect, even like the bigger brands have a fairly plasticky sort of outside for monitors that are just slightly outside of this price range. Like this one was $4.99 AUD is what I paid for the whole kit. And that was not on special or anything like that. That was just full price. As we can see, we've got a battery slot for the MP battery, which you do get. You do get the MP battery included in this kit, which is really handy, to be honest. And it is a USB-C sort of rechargeable NP battery, but I'm sure you can put this into a dock and charge it up as well, which is really handy. It is only a smaller one. This is a 550, so this probably will only last maybe like an hour or two. I really don't know, but I can try and test that and see if I can give you like a report on how long this battery lasts with the screen at, let's say, 50% brightness, because this screen does go extremely bright. This is a 2800 nit sort of screen. Now down at the bottom of this monitor, I can see there's HDMI in and out, a headphone jack, USB-C in, and DC in. So I believe from what I've read online, you can power this device, like power the monitor with a Type-C in and also the DC in from any sort of V mount batteries or any sort of other device that can power it that way. On top, you've got your sort of back and then function keys to sort of probably navigate. Like I imagine these are hotkeys for like certain features, like turning on stuff or turning off something like that. Now also up the top, you've got a USB-A sort of plug, which you can use to upload your custom LUTs and stuff like that too. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for what's in there for that. There's also, oh yeah, comes with the, that's actually a really high quality sort of, it's a cold shoe mount for the screen. So you can mount it onto your screen. It's got a locking pin as well, which is really handy, which honestly, that's pretty good. This actually feels really solid. It's full metal. Even the little dials feel metal. If not, they're very hard plastic. And then you've got like your tilt as well, which feels pretty good. What else do we have in here? So, also got your cables, which is handy. So you've got a USB-A to USB-C cable. You've got what looks like two different HDMI cables, which are 8K rated. This looks like it's a mini HDMI to a HDMI. And then you've also got some, which looks like a full HDMI to a full HDMI maybe. We'll find out. Let's open it up. Yeah, HDMI to HDMI. Now I think I still need to get a different cable though because my camera uses a micro HDMI, but I will find out. We'll test it out. If I do, then that means I got to continue the comparison on another day because I don't have that cable here. I guess the next step is to see if I can charge up this battery, power it on, and then show you guys a comparison of sort of use case, I guess, of why this will help me and will help a lot of people when they're trying to film their videos and ensuring that you're capturing exactly what you're envisioning in your head and what you think you're capturing. All right, so yeah, it is a new day. I had to order a micro HDMI to HDMI cable to suit my particular camera, which is an A6700. Now, if you have like a ZV-1 and things like that, I'm not quite sure what they come with. I know all like the cinema line cameras all have full-size HDMI sort of ports, so you'll be fine there. But if you have something that's outside of a mini HDMI or a standard HDMI port on the camera side, you'd need to order a new cable to suit your camera side and then to the monitor. All right, so I have the monitor all set up on the camera now. So this is showing everything in log right now. So that's on the screen there, it's in log, this is in log. As you can kind of see straight away, the brightness between the two screens is quite crazy. This is only at 50% and this is at like medium or just above medium brightness on this screen, which is kind of crazy, to be honest. The brightness is huge. So that means outside I'm going to be really able to see this thing. And then if it really is too bright, I can put the sun hood on and then I should be fine. So there's a lot of different things about this monitor. So like you've got your menu system, which is quite easy to see. So as you can see, brightness is there. And you've got all your different sort of displays here. So this is focus peaking. So you can sort of increase that however you'd like. And then, as you can see, there's different levels of focus peaking. So you can sort of see what is super sharp in the image right now. I've got a mist filter on, so that does mean a lot of edges are softened. But at least I can sort of see that rough area here is in focus and is quite sharp, which is what should be in focus anyway, because the dog is in focus. And then so from there, this dial is actually quite handy, to be honest. There is touch on the screen as well. So if you double tap, you can sort of get through everything like that. So I can turn that off. You've got false color mode, two different false colors. You've got your zebras. So I've got it usually at 93, 94. So back up to 94. RGB, bunch of other sort of settings that honestly I probably won't be using. I'll be mainly using the zebras, false color potentially if I'm trying to see the exposure of something, and then also focus peaking. You've also got your grids. So right now I've got the tri-section grid on. You can also have Centra on, so you can sort of see the dead center of the image. I usually will always leave tri-section on because that's sort of how I judge the rule of thirds for this. And then from there you can sort of tell like whether or not it's like golden ratio or not, or just close to it. Things like that. And yeah, ultimately you've got a lot of different sort of screen display sort of adjustment as well. If you think the color of the screen isn't accurate to what you're actually looking at, then you can, or like comparatively to like this screen, for example, then you can change that. Now on camera, it looks completely different. That's because of the brightness. The brightness shows up a lot easier on the camera than it does in real life, but it is much brighter, and the colors don't look too different straight out of the box. So if we go back into here, then you got your settings. So like fan speed, like language, fan speed, volume for monitoring your audio, and things like that. Now, I record with an external microphone, so volume and stuff like that I won't be using, but if I ever did plug in like an external microphone into this camera to record with, then I would be able to like monitor the volume through the monitor instead of trying to plug in a headphone into the side of the camera still, which is good. Now you've got your F key sort of set up. So yeah, I've set up my F keys already. So I've got focus peaking, histogram, the enabling and disabling the light, and then a screen lock, which just means that nothing I do to the screen will affect it, which is probably good for when I'm running and gunning and sort of running around. I don't want to like bump something and change like something on the screen and display. But ultimately, yeah, you can sort of load up a bunch of LUTs as well, which is a big plus for monitors. If you can't load up a custom LUT, it kind of makes it very difficult. But for this, it's already got a bunch of default LUTs to start with, like just general Rec 709 sort of conversion LUTs. But then you can also upload some LUTs, and I've got 3 different LUTs that I can upload as well. So I can sort of filter through them and sort of see how they look, if that makes sense. So you've got like a neutral tungsten light one, a neutral daylight one, and then a split tone one for depending on what I like. I prefer the split tone one because I like that split tone look. But yeah, that's just sort of how it is. Ultimately, yeah, you can sort of see quite clearly that having this bigger monitor makes it a lot easier. And I'm going to show you a quick sort of setup where I'll set this up on a tripod, I'll flip the screen around, and I'll flip this screen around and show you from about a meter away. And you'll be able to easily tell how much easier it is to judge the framing of the shot and the lighting, the exposure and stuff like that with this bigger screen. Like right now, with this LUT enabled, I can see this dark top right corner is very dark, but that's actually kind of good because that allows a lot of sort of depth in this image for the contrast between the light area to the dark area. I don't mind that, but like if you didn't want that dark area, you knew that you needed to brighten that up some way, shape, or form with a light or increasing the like aperture or something like that. But yeah, so on and so forth. I'll get that sort of set up and show you guys what I'm talking about. Now this is all the way from across the living room. I'm all the way back. Now, obviously this GoPro camera is a pretty wide camera, so it doesn't do it 100% justice, but even if I bring this camera closer, you can start to sort of see just how much harder it is to sort of see the frame on those screens. I can barely see the little screen on the right. I can sort of make out that I'm centered, but I just don't know how well within the lines. But on that bigger screen, I can sort of see now. There we go. And then if I sit here, I know my eyes are in the eye line directly, whereas I can't tell on the small screen. I think it's close, but like it just looks like my head's within the eye, like within the top sort of row third line, and I honestly could not tell you. Like, and regarding exposure and stuff like that, even if I had like a custom light loaded on the small screen, I could not make out the exposure and stuff like that on that smaller screen. Whereas I can sort of very clearly see that I'm pretty exposed pretty well with the light applied. Everything looks good, colors look good, white balance looks pretty close, close enough at least that if in post I can sort of adjust that. But yeah, ultimately this will help me film solo so much easier because even like from all the way like way back here, it's so clear what I can see on that screen, like beyond phenomenal. I'm at least 2 meters away from that right now. That's across the living room, which is roughly like 2 to 3 meters away from me, which is pretty good. Like, could not argue at all with how clear and how easy it is to make out what's on that screen. So yeah, that's been a general rundown of this particular monitor. And honestly, before I had this, I really do think that I was filming just blind. It was really hard for me to sort of see what I was trying to film, especially from like weird, unique, creative angles. Whereas this, I can just tilt the screen towards where I'm looking, and it's super easy to sort of see the shot from any sort of angle. Like from here, I can sort of tell the shot. Like it doesn't really matter. Like if I get really close to it, I can still sort of make out the framing from that shot. So like it's crazy. Like if you literally like get to here, you can still make out that frame quite well. Whereas on the other screen, it's you can still do it, but it's more difficult because it is so small. And if you're out and about in that sun, it becomes impossible. Like the sun just completely overexposes that sort of small screen, and you just can't see it. It becomes too glary. But yeah, ultimately super happy with this particular purchase, and I'll be able to test it out over the coming sort of months, and I'll let you guys know if I come across any issues or anything like that. But otherwise, looking forward to making the next video, which is going to be all about lighting and trying to make a really cool creative light shot with just one singular light, which is this. So I've got a pretty cool plan with this particular light, which is just an Aperture MC, and I'm going to try and recreate a bunch of cool little like scenes that I've seen online that I think look really cool with just this light, and then like the normal sort of daylight, and then like practical lights I have around the house. So it's going to be pretty interesting. We'll see how we go. But hope you guys check out that video once it's out.